I can never transition this thing over the way it should be, Malachi. And
Wow.
I don't know why. I have no clue why, but it never,
Never is a smooth move for you, huh?
it never does what I needed to do when I need it done. But I'm
Just
getting
do
there.
what
I'm
he
figuring
do.
it out.
Good, man. Good.
I'm figuring it out, man.
You're learning and growing, man. That's what it's all about, man. Like
Y-
each time you do it better. You know?
yeah, man. Each time we do it,
This
things get better. And one of the things that get better is this episode, man. This is Mask Off, episode 138. We celebrate Black History. Kwazazami. It's your
quasi
name, which is the title. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you could tell us more later on. But before we go into that, man, I just want to say it's good to see you, my brother. How have you been this week?
Oh man, this week was a week, brother. Um, a lot of good, a lot of bad. Not the bad don't really be bad, it just be like growth. And when you're not ready to and then by even about being ready or not being ready, you gotta go with the flow and take the growth that you need. And growth can be painful, man. So I'm learning how to switch my mindset to embrace it, because I know it's building me stronger versus running from it. You know what I'm saying? So other than that, man, a week of triumph, man, because I'm still here. You know what I'm saying?
Still
Still here,
standing,
man.
still strong, man. Just like what? The second week in February, man. I want to give a shout
Can't stop,
out
won't stop.
to I want to give a shout out to my daughter, man. Ziza. Her birthday is on the 12th. She'll be 18. Shout out to my baby, man.
Happy
This is your
birthday.
year. Graduate from high school. This is your year. You're doing big things. Holla
Oh
at your
yeah,
boy. Holla
yeah.
at your boy. You know what I'm
She
saying?
the senior year she turned 18.
Turn 18, senior year, man.
Wow, you got an
I'm
adult,
definitely,
man.
yeah, I know. It's weird. It's so weird, young boy. It's weird because I'm like, you was just a baby. I was holding you in my arms. I was cradling you in the bed. I was like making sure you don't die on me. And now you're a whole big person, man. That's crazy, bro.
I done nursed you from everything. Like,
hmm I
man,
taught
that's a
you light.
beautiful. Walked her through it.
Walked her through it, man. Walked her through it.
That's the beauty of life, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the fruit of your labor, brother. So congratulations, man. I know you're a proud father. I know she's happy too, man.
Yeah, man. I got
Senior
her,
year?
and the young boy. So he got a couple more years before he 18. But I look at her
He
every day, and he
he
just gets so big each and every minute of every moment of the day. He just getting big, bro.
wow. He's still getting taller.
Yeah, he getting taller, and he widening out. He getting
Yeah.
solid. You know what I'm saying? I was looking at him
Okay,
today
shout
while
out.
he guzzled down some juice. He like,
Big body coming through, huh? Yeah, pops, good looking. I need all
yeah,
the
Bob.
protein I can get. Be like, oh, yeah. That's the noise you gotta make for sure, man. How old is the young boy now?
15. He 15, man.
15. 15.
It's
He's
crazy.
starting driver's training?
Not yet. I'm gonna when the weather breaks, I'm gonna try to see what's up with my ride.
Okay.
What I mean, see, get him some training behind the wheel. You know, training wheels.
Behind the wheel, training wheel. That's a
Yeah,
whole new level of nerves required, man, to teach your son how to drive, man. So
Yeah, I just need him to focus up, man, because his focus be everywhere, man. You know, yeah, I'm like, no,
Like, come on, man, lock in for me, my boy, lock in.
Speaking of lock in, man, let's talk a little NBA if you don't mind.
Oh yes, I would love to. Man,
Oh my,
it's been a crazy array of trades happening left and right, man. It's like it's one of the biggest trade markets that I've seen, man. And it all
you know
happened
what's
right after the King LeBron James passed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for the all-time leader in scoring. Yes, over 38,000 points. This man did it effortlessly, man. Like he's still playing too. He got at least 2, 3 more years, man.
Did you see the way
So
Kareem was looking? He was looking salty. He was looking salty. He's like
yeah, he
his
didn't he
his
didn't
lady
think
he was with, the white woman he was with. He was like, I
like LeBron's rookie year or first few years in the game. Nobody was thinking about this record. You feel me? Nobody was like saying, hey, LeBron going to catch that. Like he was the youngest player to hit each 1,000 mark. So 1,000 points, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, all the way up. So man, that's incredible, man. Like I mean, how can you? To me, you got to put him in as the greatest player overall. You know what I'm saying? Like he scored the most points, top 10 in assists, like top 10 in rebounds, top 10 in threes made, and he scored more points in less games than Wilt. I mean than Kareem. Less attempts and less games. So he
you
was
know,
more efficient in the.
it's a lot of people that would still argue that Michael Jordan is still the GOAT.
What's your opinion?
Huh?
What's your opinion on it?
I, you, you got to go by generation though, man. Like uh, each generation got a different GOAT. This is a different one. It's like Chinese New Year. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
The year of the dragon, the year of the rabbit. It's just different. During the '90s era, it was MJ. During the '80s, it was who? It was Julius Erving.
Yeah,
During the '70s, it was what? It was Kareem.
Bird. Okay,
Bird.
Kareem.
Kareem. He controlled that joint. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Bird
Kareem.
and
Yeah.
Magic during the late '80s, but
Hmm.
they weren't efficient enough to be the man.
Yeah.
I say I say I say LeBron is by far the best talent ever on and off the court, man. He's the only player to have done it the way he have done it. There's no blemish on his record in and on and off the court. He's been able to be an exemplary husband, you know what I mean, father, you know what I mean, in a lot of cases where you have certain entities talking about something we're not role models. He knocked all that down. You know what I mean? Charles Barkley, shut your fat ass up. What you mean? Y'all not role models. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? He exemplified that, man. And I think it's amazing, that he was able to get that record. I know his
Yeah.
time ain't up. You know what I mean? I know his work isn't over, but I just feel like he the GOAT, man. He the GOAT. You can't take that away from him.
Yeah. I feel like he's the best player that the NBA has seen. That's what I feel like. I feel like Jordan, you can make an argument that he has the best career because 6-0 and all the, defensive of the year, scoring titles. Yeah, I get that. But numbers don't lie. Like LeBron's putting up the best numbers. He's the most efficient. He's the most longevity wise. Man, ain't nobody was there's been nobody in the league that's been playing in year 21 and it's still going crazy like this. Like, and there's no signs of slowing down. Like this man could just keep on playing.
You you
Like
you got to
he
remember too, like Jordan was a different kind of player. Jordan will be up all night gambling, not take care of his body. You know what I'm saying? Smoking, drinking, doing all that stuff. LeBron is in the gym 24/7, 365. This dude is
Literally.
a well-oiled machine. You know what I'm saying? One year I had a body like LeBron's, but I could not keep up, bruh. I
Just
couldn't
a,
keep
just
up.
a 1 year, right?
1 year, it's just 1 year I had that joint. You know what I'm
Man.
saying? You know, so
Yeah, he sticks to his routine for sure, man. But we've
and
had
he's a
some other
different
right.
he's a different player than Michael Jordan anyway. I don't know why comparison is always. I think he's more so of a hybrid Magic
Yep,
Johnson in anything.
I agree. He's an overall basketball player. Like you can look at Jordan for a few things, but LeBron just plays the game. He's a great teammate, a great leader. That's one thing. Like one thing I give a knock over Jordan is teamwork and IQ. Jordan had an IQ, but LeBron, man, the way he just see the game and can get everybody involved and empower his teammates. Yeah, Jordan was rough and he was testing them, but LeBron got a way to empower you. You know what I'm saying? To make you feel like you can do your job. You know what I'm saying?
He
Keeping everybody.
included everybody. Jordan excluded everybody. It said it's
Yeah,
not it's my way, there's no way. He
yeah.
like, I don't care if you don't know how to play. I just need you to shoot a jumper. That's
That's
you
it,
know what I mean.
man.
That's all LeBron needed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
You
Come
know what I
off the
mean?
bench, and yeah, we also had a lot of crazy trades, man. Big trades, big names. In the same week, the Brooklyn Nets traded Kyrie and Kevin Durant in the same week. Kevin Durant went to
That had
the
to happen.
Phoenix Suns.
That had to
It
happen,
was
man.
it was once I seen Kyrie traded, I'm like, yeah, KD ain't about to stay there. They ain't about to keep him.
Once I saw them win that game without neither one of them on the floor, I said, yeah, they pulling the plug on that. And then the
Mm.
next day, you hear about Kyrie going to Dallas, which I believe is going to be a good team with Kyrie there.
Kyrie and Luca. Yep,
Yeah,
yep. I like
I,
I like
I'm
that
not even
squad over there.
I'm not even a fan of Luca, but with Kyrie,
No?
no, I don't like him. I think he gets away with a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? He gets away. I think he's the new Larry Bird, bro. He's a
Mm,
token. You know what I mean? So I
I can
think
see
that's
that.
what it's hitting for with him. But
Man,
Kyrie
and
gonna
it's
make that
funny.
team good.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's gonna be a good look. Give Kyrie a fresh start. See what he can do. And then you got Phoenix with KD, Chris Paul, and Devin Booker, man. I hate to say, I mean, LeBron my guy, and the Lakers only because LeBron is there. Lakers my team, and I want LeBron to get at least one more ring. But it's not looking too good. But the Lakers did make some good moves. They got D'Angelo Russell themselves in trade for Russell Westbrook. So I think D'Angelo Russell will come in and bring a new spark, new energy to the squad. And they've been making some other little moves too. So we'll see how it play out.
All they did
But
was all they did was get something they already had. They already had D'Angelo Russell,
yeah, but they ain't having with LeBron.
and they ain't have this
LeBron wasn't
new.
there.
They ain't had this new D'Angelo Russell. This a new D'Angelo Russell.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. It's gonna be a whole different time.
But I don't like what they did with Minnesota. If you think about it, because that was supposed to be Anthony and Russell because they was the homies. You know what I mean? But
Right.
they pulled the plug on that quick.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they didn't let it happen too long. I mean,
Yeah.
certain teams are just kind of like in that rebuild mode. Like Brooklyn, I feel like they just committed to the rebuild now. You know.
Did you hear what we
So
did?
what?
We went after Wiseman, bro.
Oh yeah, you talking about Detroit? Yeah, I kind of like the move. I did like Sadiq Bey though. I like Sadiq Bey, so I was a little upset to see him go.
They
But I
should
feel
have
like
never
I
let
feel
him go, bro. They shouldn't have
yeah,
never. See, Sadiq Day was their dog, bro. You know what I
yeah,
mean? You need a dog on that team. But they we talking about the Pistons, man. I love them to death, but they front office just do stupid stuff, bro. Like
facts, facts.
like I don't know. I just the picks they would have
Let's
chose. I wouldn't have chosen Wiseman as a pick, bro.
Yeah, something had to be done though because they only won 14 games this year, man, and
Yeah, but
it's
that's
looking bad.
coaching. You got the talent.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
and
coaching,
then and
man.
then it's a young team too.
That's why you need somebody that's gonna be a dog, that's a leader, or you need to get in the market of free agency and go after somebody with a
Hmm.
name already. You know what I mean? That's
Hmm.
what they didn't do. They never do that. They never go after a name person. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
They want to stay on the bottom and get these little low level people who just like, I played with such and such. I played with such. No, I don't want you. I want such and such. I don't want you. You know
You
what I
need
mean?
a big name. So you will want them to put together like a nice little package of our like one two strongest players, and then bring in a big name type deal.
Yeah, they need a big name, man. Like if they could get like who's a big name other than LeBron, KD, or like yeah, I would even
Man,
to be honest, I would even took Westbrook. As crazy as that sound, I would
I
have
would
took
have too.
Westbrook. We got guards that's out. I would have had Westbrook just run the floor,
Yep, yep. Just
run
your
the floor,
squad. Yep. Hmm.
push the point, and that's the problem he was having with LeBron. LeBron want to push the paint, and you can't have too many people touching the ball at one time. You know what I mean? And
Nah,
he touching the ball. You know what he doing? He's scoring.
absolutely,
Yeah.
automatically,
Yep.
automatically.
So we
It's gonna
can
be
talk
interesting.
about that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I just said it's gonna be interesting.
Yep.
Stack Western Conference, so we'll see. Because I was looking at the Pelicans and Memphis before these trades. Now it's like it's no real clear cut favorite right now. Yeah, so it's gonna be fun.
It's like almost every team in the West is a tough competitor.
Absolutely, you can't sleep on nobody in the
Besides,
playoff.
besides the Houston Rockets, everybody in the West is a fierce competitor.
Yeah, the
You got
Pelicans are looking real good. So
Portland and
yeah, it's
Dame.
gonna be.
Yeah, you know what I'm
It's
saying?
gonna be
People
tough.
forget about that team. People forget about Memphis. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And like, I don't know. It's a lot of teams out there in the West. They gonna be fighting. Playoff time, they really gonna be fighting.
scratching and
And
clawing, man.
the East, I don't know. I don't know about the fights. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah,
I got Cleveland. Cleveland is a sleeper team. You know what I'm saying?
Boston.
Boston, Milwaukee,
Yeah, Milwaukee
Sixers,
automatically. Philly up. Yeah.
uh, and I guess
Oh my,
Miami.
Miami. Yeah. Other than that,
Eh,
yeah, it's,
eh.
they gonna have fun over there. At least getting to the finals. Like, hey man, we got a shot to make the Eastern Finals, baby.
And you never know what Atlanta may do too. You know what I'm saying?
Atlanta's a sleeper team for sure. They made some
Atlanta's a
nice
sleeper
moves.
team too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it'll
So
be interesting to see. Oh, Super Bowl. You got a Super Bowl pick? Super Bowl is this Sunday.
yeah, first of all, since we are definitely pushing the culture forward, it'll be the first time in NFL history two black quarterbacks face off against each other. So let's celebrate that black history, my brother. Let's
Yeah.
celebrate it. And my pick, I'm going with Mahomes.
Okay.
I know I
I'm
got the
surprised
Philly
you.
connection. I know
Yeah,
I got
you a
I
Philly
know I
bull,
got the
man.
Philly connection, but I've never been a Philly fan. I
Okay.
do not own anything Eagles. I will not forever will not push nothing Eagles. You will never ever hear me go EAGLES out my mouth because I'm a Steelers fan. So
Okay.
go Chiefs. Go
Black and
Chiefs.
yellow. Okay. Yeah, I want to see. I want to see a good game first of all, but I'm looking at Mahomes too. I like to see continued success with him. He won the first time he went, right? He been this is his third time going, I think. And he won one, lost
Yeah,
one.
he lost one.
Yeah. So third time in the Super Bowl within your first 5-6 years,
Yup.
pretty good. Yeah, I wanna see. I just want to give people the chance to like be all time great, and I feel like he's on a trajectory of all time greatness. You know what I'm saying? So
The
I
funny
like to see
thing
that.
is, you wasn't even expecting that from him this year.
Came out of nowhere, really. I didn't. And then Tom Brady officially retired. So
Yeah, like I really thought like he was gonna really have a bad year because they started off bad.
hmm yeah, but then they turned it around. Not in the Super Bowl, man. Wow. Yes,
That's
sir.
crazy. That's crazy.
Um,
So let's get into this motivational minute, man. You know what we do?
okay.
We 20 minutes in the game, and we ain't even motivated yet. Let's go. Let's get motivated, baby.
Yes, sir. What up, though? It's your guy Malachi Lee, man. Today's motivational minute is about being rooted. You got to be rooted to your ancestors, to your culture, to the people that laid the foundation before you. There's a lot of oppression and segregation that we got through as a people, and we got to pull on that same strength today to move ourselves even further forward. So we have to have a good idea of where we've been, have a good idea of the sacrifice that our ancestors made from slavery to segregation to laws being passed, and now we're here still fighting some of the same racism and some of the same issues that are still happening. So we got to pull on that same strength as black people to keep it moving, keep it going, and keep flourishing as a people. It's a motivational minute, man. Let's thrive.
Dig it. Each one teach one, lift one, get
Be
one,
one,
be one,
get one, have one, do one.
do one.
All about the
All that,
one, my baby.
all those. Be about the one.
All,
Be about the one,
all
man.
that.
This year they give us 28 days to show the fuck out, so we doing it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So,
which is an
uh,
interesting thought.
huh?
I said, which is an interesting thought.
Which it completely is. Completely is. But that's why we got Kwanzaa, right? That's why we got Kwanzaa,
It
and
is.
that's why Kwanzaa is in the mix. And you know a little bit about Kwanzaa, don't you?
Not too much, honestly, man. Not too
Not
much.
too much.
I just know. I just know each day has a theme to it. I know it's geared around togetherness and family and unity, and
So we
it
got a
usually
guest today,
celebrates.
right? We got a guest
We do.
today. We
She'll
got a
be
guest.
actually able to tell us more about it because I'm just gonna ramble through it. So
Yeah. So our guest, she will be able to give us more about it. So I'm gonna bring her on and
yes,
let's introduce you. Matter of fact, can you introduce who our guest is?
yes. I've known her. I've known her for a while now since I was young. Yeah, we grew up in the same church. She's doing a lot of amazing things in the community. She's really got her hustle going, her grind going, and really is creating her own path when it comes to awareness for the culture and for Black people. So I want to give her a big salute and big shout out to Miss L'Oreal. Everybody, give her a warm mask off. Welcome, y'all. Yes, indeed.
Yes, I hear all
Quan-
the applause. Y'all better get lit. Yes.
Hey,
Yes, yes,
hey.
Love
yes,
that for me. Yes, get lit for Kwanzaa, Black History Month. Hey y'all, what's
yes,
Oh,
up?
yes.
Okay. Love
All
that.
that. I see you got the
All
art
that.
in the back. She representing already.
See, very on brand. I'm coming on brand all 2023.
Uh,
Okay, so that's one of your joints. You
Yeah, I went to a painting set, man. We actually painted this out there. So that was pretty
okay?
fun. That's not something I sell yet. But I had fun doing that. So yeah.
Yeah, painting's on the way, man. We charging 50 a watt, man. Painting's on the way. You feel
Let's
me?
get it.
I love it. So how you been? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. It's Black History Month, so I've been really booked and busy.
Mm,
I always tell people like peaks I see in my business, which is Kwanzaa me, is Black History Month, Juneteenth, and Kwanzaa. And we are a
okay.
year-round business. But that's kind of when people are like, "Oh yeah, like I should do something that's like Black culture." So Kwanzaa Me.
Mm,
My name is Ariel. I'm a Kwanzaa Me. We're a lifestyle brand that helps people to celebrate community and culture year round through our products, programming, and education. I started a couple years ago making. I don't have it with me because they're not with me, but handmade Kwanzaa candle holders, which are called kanaras. So Kanaras are to Kwanzaa as Christmas trees are to Christmas. So it's really kind of a sacred
Ah,
cultural item to be able to have not only decor in your house, but opportunity to have candles, like you said, light the candles and talk about each principle. Kwanzaa has 7 principles.
wow.
And on the Kanar, as y'all can see here, it's 3 red, 1 black, and 3 green, and each one represents a different principle of Kwanzaa. So I started off making those, but one thing that makes me different is not only is it handmade, which is like really unique. I am a woodworker, so it's high quality, but also I do programming and education. So schools, churches, businesses, co-working spaces, anybody can bring me in to talk about, of course, Juneteenth, Black History Month, and Kwanzaa, but also general cultural programming. So I talked about this month I've been booked and busy. I've been booked at a lot of co-working spaces doing cultural programming. So just last week, the beginning of February, I did a Black History Month social media content workshop. So, how do you post about Black History Month on social media as an entrepreneur, or if you're not an entrepreneur in your role at your job? How do you use your power to, get to the social media team to get some things posted? I had some really good deliverables from that. A lady like a lady in a high position of power was able to actually end up getting a black wine owner business to be sold at Fox Theater. So that's like one of the things that we talk about, actually putting money into people's pockets and stuff. And then this week or last week, still again, I did a Black History Month lunch and learn. So we talked about how do we celebrate Black History Month every day? How do we do that in our
Mm,
businesses, policies, cultures, and values? And I'm also on the lineup to do a couple of Black History Month programming in some schools. So like elementary, middle, and high schools. I got some things lined up for the month. So definitely booked and busy. Seeing a lot of programming happening and online and social media. I'm at Kwanzaa Me everywhere. So that's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and LinkedIn, and YouTube. I'm just educating people every day just about different black facts and culture. And of course we're doing it during Black History Month, but the thing about us is we black every day. We Black History Month 365. We talk about Kwanzaa every day. So, and I do want to say that I didn't grow up celebrating Kwanzaa. It's something I've recently come into in the past few years. So if people are interested in it, but like, man, I'm so far from it, you're not. If you don't know nobody that
mm,
celebrate Kwanzaa, that's very common, and you actually have to be the first one. Like you have to be somebody's person that they know to celebrate Kwanzaa. So, and now y'all know.
wow.
So don't say y'all don't know nobody.
Right, right, right. I know you for sure. I mean, this is all incredible. I wanna get into your mind as far as like what drives you. Where did this start? Like you saw a need clearly and you wanted to fill it, but where did that come from?
People always ask me that. I'll say two things. One, it took me getting fired. Hopping
Mm,
into entrepreneurship, I did not choose to be like, oh, let me do it. I was like, I put my a lot of work and effort into organizations and businesses that didn't appreciate it, but also wasn't sewing and giving it to me how I was giving to them. So it took me being
come on.
fired. Then it took me to find my passion. And my background is also in community organizing. So I'm really passionate
Mhm.
about community and share value. So I'm like, well, how can I be creative, be my own boss, and still be about community? And I did that through Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa is a 7-day cultural holiday that celebrates family, community, and shared values. We talk about unity. We talk about cooperative economics. I would say, really Kwanzaa is just a sneeze away from everybody, because if you're a person that says support black businesses, we already on cooperative economics. You're already doing some of these
Mm,
principles every day. It don't have to be big
wow.
and deep about it, but it's just ways that some of us live our life every day. Every day, you could probably name a way that you live one of the principles. Whether it's self determination, y'all have your own podcast, so y'all saying this is the future that we want for ourselves. This is how we want to express ourselves. Whether it's need and purpose, y'all saying, look, we got a voice and we need the folks to know. We want them to know our opinion on LeBron. We need to know we got our ears to the street. We are our narratives. We are our storytellers. Y'all do that every day. So y'all already tapped
Come
into
on.
Kwanzaa too.
We tapped
Come
in, young
on.
bull.
Hey, mask off tapped in, man. You already know you already know the deal with us, man. Stop playing. I love that
You
though. I
know,
love the perspectives. Go ahead, OG.
you know what we've done Kwanzaa episodes before. I think we attempted to do a Kwanzaa episode before, but I wish we had this information in front of us
Yeah.
then. You know what I mean? Because it's coming full circle now. Like we did it
Mm-hmm.
like
Hmm.
1 year. Like what's this, like our third year with mask off?
Yeah.
And
That third year, yeah.
the funny thing about it is we ain't know what the hell we was talking about. We ain't know what we was doing. You know what I mean? We were just trying to freestyle and get it going. You know what I mean? But having a professional Kwanzaa me in the
Hmm.
building, You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, pause. Let me see that tat
Right.
again.
Oh,
Red, black, and green.
Okay.
yeah, that's actually the Kwanzaa flag. So like
Okay.
the Pan
Hey.
African flag is red, black, and green, but this one is black, red, and green. So.
Uh,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. It's
Yeah,
in the
and I
details,
love how
y'all.
you
It's in the
bring that up
details.
about the first time or y'all talking about Kwanzaa because for me, because I didn't grow up celebrating when I wanted to, I'm like, okay, I went on the journey to find my Kanar. Nobody in Detroit had it. I was on the west side, had to drive in the snow to the east side to get one from one of my elders, and he had one for me. I had to borrow a candle here, get a candle there. You know, it's 7 candles, 3 colors. You do the math. Like the first day of Kwanzaa, it's hard to find those things, but I found it in. I had my Kanara, which is the wooden candle holder. I had a bowl of water for libation, so just pouring liquid to honor ancestors. And I had a picture of Fannie Lou Hamer, and she's just a Black freedom fighter. And I'm like, this is it. I loved it. This is my humble beginnings of Kwanzaa. And then I Googled some stuff like, okay, what I'm supposed to do? Like, what's supposed to happen? And I had very humble beginning. You know, it take a while to be a professional. You got to try what's right for you and what works for you and your family. I lit all of them at once. I left the house. They was all like wax on my carpet and my windowsill. So I had to learn some things the hard way. And if I would have had, you know, people that I was connected to that deeply celebrated or I think that made Kwanzaa me because Kwanzaa me is really the manifestation of what I wish I had when I first celebrated Kwanzaa. I wish I had
Mm,
everything in a box, something handmade that's not from Amazon. One thing I love to dispel is that people think that, oh, I got my Kanara from Ghana. Like, yeah, most authentic. Kwanzaa is an African American holiday, founded in 1966 by African Americans for African Americans and people of the African diaspora. So it's actually most authentic when you get it from here, when you get it handmade by a Black woman in the Black Mecca, which is Detroit. So I really wanted to
come
have a
on.
whole kit with all the things, all my candles, all the traditional things. I actually wrote a Kwanzaa guide. So if you've never celebrated Kwanzaa, it has pronunciations, reflection questions, tells you about the story of Kwanzaa, my story of Kwanzaa, to really just bring anybody in. And I have people from like people who never celebrated to like people who have like 20 canars already coming to get canars because they collect them or they just nobody has the angle I have. Yeah.
so
Wow.
let me ask you a question, right? When you think of Kwanzaa, you just think of it as an afterthought of Christmas, right? And my question to you is, why do you think that Kwanzaa doesn't latch on as a Black holiday? Like we should embrace it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? We should, especially African Americans, foundational Black Americans. This should be something that's ours, but
Yeah.
we don't really embrace it. I don't know if because the beginnings of it, you know what I mean? It was a lot of Pan Africanism that was going on with the creators. So it was like, should we rock out with this guy or we shouldn't rock out with this guy?
Right.
So you know what I mean? Because if you know history, you know that he was not only just trying to develop this, but he was also dealing with Nation of Islam. It was so
Hmm.
many things that was coming up at one time. So many things for Black people to move and follow behind. Why Kwanzaa didn't stick as this is us? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I say it's a lot of reasons. The first thing I always say and think of is Kwanzaa's a baby out here. Kwanzaa was formed in
Mm,
1966. You know, even though for me my end goal is never to be like I want the president to make Kwanzaa a federal holiday. You know, Juneteenth popped off in 1860s, and just what last year or year before it became a federal holiday. So we don't even have
mm,
100 years of Kwanzaa under our belt. So I think that's the
mm,
first thing, you know, allowing it to give time to be widespread because it actually could be a global Black holiday, and it was meant to be that. Another thing is what you said. I think it was tied to a lot of Pan Africanism, and I think that a lot of people don't relate to that, which is fine, and especially because the Pan
mm,
Africanism usually has one face to it. Because you know, I wouldn't identify as a Pan Africanist or whatever they would call it, but I do understand what that means, and I do agree with Black people all over the world, throughout the nations, coming together to get some common goals done. So I think is that too. And to be honest, another thing about Kwanzaa me, I always just talk about how I'm different. Every time I'm in the space with Kwanzaa, I look to my left, I see people under 10. I look to my right, I see people over 45. And I'm like, well, I'm like 30. So I'm like, where are my people that are like my age, talking how I talk?
wow.
We don't have to wear a whole formal garb to do Kwanzaa. I'll do Kwanzaa in a Gucci fit. If that's what I'm feeling, you know, I'll do Kwanzaa in a jogging suit. So I think people not being able to see themselves in Kwanzaa
Mm,
is also a really big part of it. Like I even the way I explain my business, I used to say, we Kwanzaa this and Kwanzaa that. But one is bigger than just Kwanzaa for me. But also sometimes people immediately just Kwanzaa. I don't even know what that is. What she talking about? And black people,
Yeah.
we funny. It'd be like corny or just black power type stuff, and I'm not even on that right now in this way. Sometimes people just immediately disassociate or don't see themselves in it, so they don't celebrate it, or they're intimidated, whether they'll say it or not. When, like I said already, we already doing it. If you stick with your people and you got people back, you already on unity. You know what I mean? If you're an entrepreneur, you already doing self-determination, you already doing purpose, we already doing cooperative economics. So I think we have to be able to let people be seen, not only literally seeing themselves, but using their language. Using the things that's familiar to them. A lot of times,
Mm-hmm.
the main language used in Kwanzaa is Swahili, but I do just use the English words because we ain't got to go that deep yet. When you ready, we could
Yeah.
go to the Swahili and talk some Swahili, but we could just say purpose for now and unity for now.
Yeah,
I
man.
love that. What?
I just go ahead, young.
No, no, no. Go ahead. I can.
I was just gonna say, I just really feel like when we come up with these things, like you mentioned, Juneteenth, right? All these things that we have that's important to us, whether it's Kwanzaa, Juneteenth, uh, I think that we fight so many agendas that we don't be on the same page when it comes
Mm-hmm.
to what we need as foundational Black Americans. Like, I, if you've seen the show, you'll hear a word that always get thrown around. It's called reparations. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
those are the essence of what we should be talking about. Embracing our culture, yeah, all that great. But I just think that we as Black people, man, we get lost in the sauce when it comes to what the agendas should be because we got so many different agendas that we stand behind. I can't do Kwanzaa because I'm Islamic. I can't do Kwanzaa because I'm celebrating Jesus. And when you see other ethnicities, they don't do that. Whatever the cause is, they fighting for that cause. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and they getting things took care of because they come to a common ground and a common goal. You know what I mean? But I don't know. And maybe it might be off task, but I just think about how we as a people, especially like with Kwanzaa, it's just one example of how
Mm-hmm.
we drop so many damn balls, and you know what I mean. And it's not too many people pick them up. So I commend you for picking up Kwanzaa and trying to bring it to the forefront for people.
Yep.
Thank you.
Same. Super dope. What are some of the I know you said with like some of the things OG mentioned, people not celebrating for different other beliefs or things. But what are some of the common misconceptions that you see throughout Kwanzaa?
Child, how much time we got?
Ah,
I would say this. I would say, like I said before, Kwanzaa was formed in 1966 in LA. Uh,
okay.
and I think a lot about like what happened with Kwanzaa, like how
Mm,
like it's widespread, but not really like not mainstream,
yeah.
but it is widespread because I'm in Detroit and I know about it, and we have a
Right.
strong Kwanzaa celebrating culture here. Typically, we have 7 days at the Charles Wright. When Charles
Mm-hmm.
Wright said no, community members said, "Look, well, we're going to have 7 days of Kwanzaa here." But I think about like the lack of being able to people just knowing about it. I think even people like my family closest to me, I'm like, okay, I know y'all super Christian. Let's tread lightly. I'm gonna do my best to just educate y'all. Kwanzaa is a cultural holiday, and that's why I can go
Okay.
in any space. I can go into a dang on I can go with Jewish people, Muslim people, Buddhists. I can go with the monks and just say this is what Kwanzaa is. And even if you're
Yeah.
not black, then these are principles that not only keep the black community united, but how you can support the black community as an ally. So one thing is that people really think that like their religion or their spiritual beliefs conflict with Kwanzaa, which is not true. There is like no gods, there is like no worship, no like ceremony, like it's some ceremonies because you light candles and saying like we like this candle because of this, but it's nothing that you're praising any deity or God. So there are
Right.
actually a lot of churches, and historically have been a lot of black churches that Kwanzaa is a staple of their holiday celebrations and holiday celebrations, and of course they do like Christmas too. That's the second thing. People think it's either Christmas or Kwanzaa. And it's just like,
Mm.
I don't really celebrate Christmas at all, but I encourage people to celebrate them all. I'm like, 7 days of Kwanzaa means 7 days of gifts. Little did you know. So I think that's another misconception people have. I think that people get intimidated and just overwhelmed by like the formalness of it. So like I told you, my first Kwanzaa didn't have some like the formal way to celebrate it is to have the mat and to have the corn and to have the cup and to have a garb out and all the fruit and the nuts and the gifts and things like that. But do what you gotta do. I know people that get tea light candles and just in the spirit of it say, look, boom, 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 boom. You know, there you go, homemade canaras, paper tissue roll canara. So I think people get intimidated by thinking that it has to be formal or look a certain way when the biggest thing about Kwanzaa for me is that you gotta do what works for you. For
Mm.
me personally too, I have to think about like I get so busy during holiday like Black Christmas, Juneteenth, and Kwanzaa, but those are also things that personally are sacred to me. So I get so
Mm.
busy that even my own personal practice starts to look different because I'm making my product by hand, I'm making deliveries, I'm sending off orders, I'm doing programming, I'm vending here, vending there, doing social media as an entrepreneur who is a solopreneur right now, really doing things myself. So yeah, those are a few things I think that people like misperception about Kwanzaa. Sometimes when I get into the ally realm, like non-black people, they get nervous, like, can I celebrate Kwanzaa? I'm like, sure, like it's cultural, you can. I'm like, I personally feel like the best way to celebrate Kwanzaa as a non-black person is to help other black people celebrate it. So I'm like, well, yeah, gift a set to somebody black. Or
Mm.
like to a black school, a black classroom, a black business, or book some programming from Kwanzaa Me for your org with all white staff, so we can get some education and cultural programming and DEI training type stuff going on. So
Love
yeah.
that. Man, I love that you are absolutely hustling. And I love that. And you say it's all you right now, pushing the brand.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So what drives you? I know you kind of mentioned it before, but that's got to be tough. It's got to be taxing a little bit. Do you get discouraged at
Definitely.
all? Like what keeps you going?
Yes. I get discouraged at least every other day.
Wow.
I
That's
have
real.
Kwanzaa
I
Me.
love that honesty. I love that.
No, for real. Like it's really all like, yeah, everything's great. I'm feeling good. I'm confident. I understand what I'm doing. I know where I'm going. I know it's paying off. And I really, yeah, it'd be like, even with goals, because that helps. Like, okay, set goals, set smart goals. Even with a strategy, even with having a lot of people around me that do support me, will fill in, will brainstorm with me, work with me, do strategy. Is being an entrepreneur is just you really gotta be a boss of your own. You gotta be confident and really just move on your own accord. So I have my business Kwanzaa, but I also have a consulting firm, L West and Co. I do all types of consulting through that. So being a full-time entrepreneur with two babies, you know, it's like you got two kids. You trying to make sure you get time to both of them, then time to yourself. But that one got to develop. This one need this. They got to get they statement renewed. This one need Zoom. Just you got to figure out how to
Wow.
balance it. I definitely get discouraged a lot, and I think that's normal. The way I get through that is let myself feel that I'm a human. I'm not a robot,
Wow.
and I can feel that. But grounding myself and knowing that I am a boss. Entrepreneurship is not for the weak, and I'm not weak. So
Mm. Ooh.
it just is what it is. And then sometimes too, like I really believe in myself and my vision and my dream. And I just be like, I got the skills, I got great products and great programming. I just need y'all to cut the check. You know what I mean? People love what I do. I haven't got
Absolutely.
nobody that was like, no, everybody want me to come around, but it's like, I do this for a living. So I
Mm.
can't go, to A, B, C, D, E, F location and do things for free. I'm not always a person off money, but at least barter. If I'm doing this, can I use your venue? Or can I get this from you? Like, I want people to work with me and they have been. So I'm really excited for that. Um, like I said before, getting discouraged sometimes, like people always tell you, you're supposed to do your business after your passion, which is great. And that's true. That's what keeps me grounded. But nobody really talks about what does that mean for your relationship with it. If you really love comedy and you go after it as a profession, then you get tired. Like, dang, I got to a comedy night. I'm tired, but I got to go do this stand up. Like, nobody really talks about that. And that does fuel you, but it also drains you because now it's a job. Now this is the thing that's keeping food on my table. Now it's, dang, I got to get up early for this again. And then as an entrepreneur, you're supposed to be your own boss and be able to set your own schedule, but that just means you work 24/7. Like, set your own schedule just means like, okay, good, I'm up till 3 a.m. Perfect. And it's not a 9 to 5, but it's actually like a 9 to 9, just a
Come
9
on.
till, you know what I mean? So
Until 247. Yeah, I love that. And that's a good point. We entrepreneurial lifestyle is glorified so much, but you saying it firsthand, the discouragement day by day, the self awareness you have to keep yourself going, and the motor you have to have within yourself to want affirm yourself so that you can keep going. And we don't talk
mm,
about that, like you mentioned with the comedy, like being out late or having to just be consistent, having to garner this energy in front of this
having to
crowd.
be funny.
It can,
You don't want to be funny every day. I
come on,
want to
man.
be
And
funny.
now it's a pressure, it's a demand, but that's what you love it for. So I want to talk about like some of the education that you had or had to go through, or some of the training that you got to get yourself to this point to be able to share your knowledge.
Right. I mean, so my educational background, um, I went to Cass for high school. I went to U of M for undergrad. I did English, and I also went to U of M for my graduate degree. And I got a master's in
Are you a
social.
graduate? Graduate
Okay.
in social work?
Cool.
Come on, black girl.
Hey, right
Hey,
on. That's kind of where
showing
my
what's
lens
up.
comes from, my DEI consulting and training. So that's my background, and that's where kind of the social justice community organizing lens come from too. I also have a background in community organizing. I've probably been organizing for like 8 years, 18 years. But I kind of shifted from being in the streets protesting to being like, look, this is still important work. When we talk about, sometimes people go out and protest and be in the streets, and that's cool. But what are you coming back to a community? What was the point of me going to turn up in the streets if when we come back to the community, we're not on one page about how we supposed to move? You know what I mean? So that's where I have shifted my energy towards, because I know that Kwanzaa me could do programming in any space. I just look at the space and say, now how is this relevant? How I do
Yeah,
programming with entrepreneurs is different than how I do it with elementary school students. It's different from high schoolers. It's different from how we talk on a podcast. That's based on whatever. So I think that's some of my background for it. I'm a master facilitator, so I really think I could teach and train on anything. Like I could probably give me a few articles, get my facts, pull it from there, and then come with a really engaging course, have some activities, and I'm not lecture at all. I'm really interactive and engaging with folks, and that's a lot of feedback I've gotten too. People like, I love her energy. She's bringing this and that, but she's also focused, left us with some good tools, and I'm curious about what's next. I definitely have people that come to, if I have two workshops, one week, people definitely roll over to the second one. So I think in general, not only being informed about social justice, community organizing, Black community culture, but also being able to facilitate those conversations and learning with other people really makes me a dynamic package for teaching in any arena.
I
I
love
love
that.
that.
I love that. You are a great speaker for sure. Like I'm listening to you. I'm able to follow easily. You're a great speaker, so I love that. So you pretty much you're sharpening yourself. And I hope this is an encouragement to people on a lot of different ends. One, to celebrate Kwanzaa. It actually encouraged me because me personally, I had this kind of step back from Kwanzaa because you like when you grow up Christian, you be like weary of certain things. Like, man, hey, I ain't.
Mm-hmm.
And because you don't know, you rather stay ignorant than getting educated and making a decision. You just like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, I don't know, so I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's just great that you are spreading this awareness. And how many years have you been doing it?
So I started in, pandemic years confuse you. So last year was my second
Yeah, they
year
do.
for selling products, so 2021. So I started formally or informally in 2020, like in the December, the Kwanzaa of 2020. I did a Kwanzaa one-on-one online for my sorority sisters, and I'm like, okay, people want this. People are open to learning about Kwanzaa. Then that was my first time really celebrating Kwanzaa, and then the year after that was when I'm like, hey, I asked somebody, I'm like, dang, is the name Kwanzaa me ghetto? They like, no, I didn't ghetto. That's sweet. I'm like, all right. For me, once I get a name to a creative project, boom, it's on. Like I'm ready to go ahead. So yeah,
Oh,
I've been going for about 3 years now. When I first formally launched in 2021, I did like an online Juneteenth comedy show. So I launched on Juneteenth. So that was really cool. But yeah, I'm really excited. I did my first last year. I did a 3 day Juneteenth festival in Detroit. So we did a black bar crawl on the avenue of fashion, Avenue of Fashion and Art. We did a Juneteenth marketplace, and we did a Black brunch with a purpose, where some of the proceeds went to a Black led org. And the Ujama Fest, that'll be a biannual thing, so it's coming back next year. But I was really excited because, when I first started Kwanzaa Me, I did my research. Like, I know I had my personal fire and passion, but if you're not doing your market research, you kind of starting off on a bad foot as a business. So I looked at who's doing this already. I'm like, Kwanzaa's way to Juneteenth, so let me see what's up with Juneteenth. When I did my Googles, I saw that, progressively you've seen the search for Juneteenth on Google, and I did all the types of spellings, like, went up. And a lot of people in 2020, for the first time, celebrated Juneteenth on a personal, community, and corporate level. You seen everybody like Juneteenth. And I'm like, well, shoot, Juneteenth is how we celebrate our ancestors' freedom, and Kwanzaa is how we plan our own. So since I was able to find that hair and tie, I just ran with it there. Was able to get my name for it, got my paperwork right in 2021, started doing prototype concepts, because I'm a trained woodworker too, so that's some of my education too. Back when I was in high school, I was getting trained and woodworking in a wood shop, making crafts and things like that. So I kind of got back to that with my hands. Got my packaging up, boom, boom, boom. Decided what I wanted the kits to look like, and I told myself that first year, if I sell 50 orders, I'm gonna keep the business going, and I think I have 54. So that's kind of my
54.
origin stories.
Yeah, yeah. That was your sign right there. Like, just let you know. No, I'm
And I
gonna
was
be
kind of
extra
like,
to you.
dang, shoot, I gotta do this for real. I said I was gonna do it.
Nah,
So
I gotta do it. Yeah, 49.
hmm
You've been like, ah, see, yeah, yeah. I love it,
I'm like,
man.
well, that one count. Let me see if I can get one more. I probably would have tried to still get one. Like, Mama, can you buy this order for me real quick? Let's just
Right.
buy some candles.
Buy some
You
candles.
know
I
what?
love it.
I think that's dynamic. I think that's great. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get ready to get up out of here. You know what I mean? But before we go, I just want to ask you: is there any shout outs or plugs that you want to push? Anybody you want to say hello to?
Yes. Mama, I love you. POP, hold it down. No, who I want to shout out? I want to shout out Umoja debate team. So I'm a debate coach through Kwanzaa Me with the Umoja debate team, and they're a debate team that uses debating as a pipeline for confidence and really helping student development. So I taught at my middle school today for the first time. We had a really great time. I actually just made a post about it on Instagram. Go follow them, Umoja Debate Team. They are taking donations. We want to give our kids snacks and food, so please do that. And then y'all can follow Kwanzaa Me. That's my name right there, spelled on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, www.kwanzame.com. And this happened on our page. If you come to our page and you scroll and you don't learn nothing new, you ain't never gotta look again. Well, you're gonna see something and you're gonna learn something, and that means to tap in and follow us.
Do you
Man,
do something for high schoolers or is it just middle schoolers?
I do something for any and everybody. So if y'all want me to come to a senior citizen complex and get down, we can get down. I
let's
do
get it.
things for all ages, all environments, all audiences.
I was thinking about the young
Everybody
bull.
in the spread. Yeah, that'd be fantastic. I love to somehow get you connected with some people that get you connected to some people. You know what I'm saying? So
Please,
I,
yes, let's tap in.
I love what you're doing. Yes, absolutely. I love what you're doing. Keep it up. I want to give you some encouragement as well. You're doing a phenomenal job. Seriously.
Phenomenal.
Like I mean, I know you're on a personal level, but to see you in this professional light, it's been a joy to see. So keep it up. Keep
You.
going. Don't stop. Won't stop. Bad boy. All that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and we definitely
Um,
gonna tap in because we definitely want to link you with some people, man. You know what I mean? We ain't had like a bunch of people on here. We need to start making them people come together so we could build. You know what I mean?
Let's do
those
it.
gaps. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yep. Again, super proud of you. Keep it up. All right.
You. All
Yes.
right, thank y'all.
No
Thank you.
problem.
Have a good night.
Thank you for coming.
You too.
Man, that
Yo,
was super dope, man.
phenomenal,
Yo,
phenomenal,
like that
man.
was
Like,
yeah. I feel educated, man. I actually feel empowered to
I
one
do.
want to learn more, but two actually like celebrating it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like the bridge was gap for me tonight. So I love it.
That's super dope. Kwanzaa me, man. I knew nothing about it. I am empowered through learning tonight. You know what I mean?
As we
So,
all are. That's what Mask Off about, man. You know, we
hmm
we 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 showing everybody what's the deal, man. So
so on that note, man, you got anything you want to pump before we roll up out of here, bro?
um Nah. Oh yeah. Silly ass Sundays on the 19th, hosted by Nico Hall. I'm the first headliner. This will be the first show, so tap in with your boy. You got just DM me on my Instagram or something. You know what I'm saying? Get at your boy.
All right. On that note, man, we about to roll up out of here, man. You know what we do every week, mask off. This week we just happen to be celebrating Black History, which we doing all month. All 28 days we doing it. This is episode 138. You know what I'm saying? We may not be here when you want us to be, but we here definitely when we gonna be here to give you what you need to hear. And that's the
Come on now.
people what they want with the resources they need. So go ahead, Malachi, talk to the people.
Black history is not a mystery. What was lost has been found for all to see.
That was a freestyle?
Nah, I heard that song in elementary school.
I thought that straight up was something you just made up, bro. I was like, okay.